thank God, a BR. Can't get a shot. Yeah, this is Reach Pizza, yeah.
Sua mente inquieta, Vitral.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, Shamish, they were doing alright. I wish I could give him like a hold position. Why is everything hard to shoot all of a sudden? These things, they're just strafing back and forth and strafing back and forth.
A sorte não está a favor dos tolos.
I don't know what to do. I gotta figure something out.
Yeah, I see him.
Shotgun.
Much more of this.
Come on, guys, hold positions. Got him. Come on, guys, stay alive. Got his helmet. Yes.
I'm gunning for you.
God, I love this rifle. Hey, Saturn. Favorite Halo game? My favorite Halo game is 2. This is fun, though. I enjoy this.
Bem-vindo a Summoner's Rift. Trinta segundos para a liberação das tropas. Tropas liberadas.
Continue a andar. Sem problema. Içar
Play
velas.
some Kerbal, play for after hours, the Falcon or something. I fell through the ringer yesterday. Played 8 hours on Legendary.
First Blood.
Sucks. Looks like
Um
they got the
inimigo
first
foi eliminado.
the Starliner.
Tem certeza que eu vou.
Trying to grow.
Nada de ficar convencido. entendimento quanto a isso.
Inimigo foi eliminado. O inimigo foi eliminado. O aliado foi eliminado.
A brincadeira começou.
Killing foi inimiga.
Snow. Come on. Come on, high Eastern.
Eu sei muito bem o que estou fazendo.
You like your Turkey Day gift. We don't give gifts for Thanksgiving, demon. We give food.
Você tem cara de mal. Eu gosto disso.
Um aliado foi eliminado. Inimigo foi eliminado.
No. You see that Ford is making material out of it was an attempt at it. Yeah, and 260 pounds is not fat for an American, alright? Alright, if that's gonna be fitting, you're not allowed to be fitting, okay? Alright? You can't simultaneously be like, oh, time, alright? That is
Aliado foi eliminado.
Continue a andar.
So, I can say you're fat, but you can't say that I'm fat. So, we're within 10 pounds of each other. That's how that works. Take that to the bank. Catch things up,
Um aliado foi eliminado.
Sem problema.
Ooh! You found a Vulcan thing. I
E
think.
sarvelas.
Killing foi inimiga. Executado.
We'll have to take this word. 260 seconds later. Here's an article on Ford Motor Company and McDonald's will soon be giving vehicles a caffeine boost by using coffee beans.
aliado.
We've been up here like.
Um aliado foi eliminado.
You know what I was doing here?
Nada de ficar convencido.
I mean, most likely. Most likely, it's not about. It's not about what's least expensive. We're on a sustainability kick. Remember, like, oh, it's more sustainable.
Double kill. Um aliado foi eliminado.
It's really easy. I'm sure I can learn it, dude.
Eu sei muito bem o que estou fazendo. Você tem cara de mal. Eu gosto disso.
So, somebody classic did not. Oh, that was 260. Your rocket has both ISS bound. Oh.
Continue a andar.
Well then.
Um aliado foi eliminado.
Focuses 260 pounds of energy timing on Halo references. Now, I suppose somebody wanted to.
Neutralizado. Inimigo foi eliminado. Você foi eliminado. Double kill. Inimigo.
Oh my god, has it been that long? Things sure have changed here. Man, Egypt. Oh. Fuck.
A barricada cairá em breve.
Rudolph, 613 sub.
Içar velas.
Sua torre foi destruída.
Then he throws a.
certeza de que pode comer o invocador.
So Jimmy B's still has lost 900 comment on that. What do you want me to say, Forge? I still think
Sua
that's the
torre
initial
foi
launch cost.
destruída.
More, price goes down. Yesterday, Legendary is a lot harder than I remember it being. It's a lot more difficult than I remember it being. Yeah.
Nada de ficar
I don't
convencido.
remember being... Again, maybe
Meu predicado. O inimigo foi eliminado.
with block 1 without the EUS. Yeah, so... I mean, Forge, I've never said that it's not going to be expensive. And Legendary is grueling, man. I was getting annoyed. I was getting pissed at Halo last night.
Sua torre foi destruída. Enfurecido.
Hi, Jeff is still alive.
Eu sei muito bem o que estou fazendo.
O inimigo foi eliminado.
Like that, it's electric. I don't know what to tell you. If it was a real drum kit, this building might collapse.
Você tem que continue a andar.
Sua equipe destruiu a torre. O inimigo foi eliminado.
Sounds happy. Sorry. Thanks, human.
Aliado foi eliminado.
You know, I think sometimes you make dumbass comments. Sorry, just saying. See, you see how douchey that sounds? Once again, I'm not trying to attack your personal character. I'm just saying. See how dumb that is. Talking about the sound, not your playing. No, I'm talking about. Yeah, no, I'm talking about the principle of it, not you. See what I'm doing there? See that? Why are we playing? Wait a minute. Alright. Hold on. Hey, back it off. Are you kidding? Go.
Foi eliminado.
I kid.
Killing spree.
human, if you want to see, okay, so like the audio that you're listening to is an electric kit I have right there that's really hard to see, but it's right here, and it's being played through a bass amplifier that's being picked up by my microphone. So yeah, dude, the audio is gonna sound terrible. You apologize anyway. Dude, I don't care. I mean, like I said, dude, I think even if I was playing on my I mean, if you want to talk kits, man, I have a Ludwig Maple kit with Remo heads, percussion and resonant heads, coated Remo heads, Zildjian ZBTs, and a DW drum kit. That might sound a little bit better. That also might piss my neighbors off. Just is that more in the ballpark? This just in, and we went down northeast. You need a real number. Why?
Sua torre foi destruída.
I don't have space for any type of extra drum hardware.
Tenho certeza de que pode comigo, invocador.
If you guys really want to know, it's not a thing. Dude, every song is just a lot of newer rock and roll is just who can slam that double bass pedal faster, and I'm not really in. I'm like, great, you're around on the drum set. That's nice. I know. That's cool. Listen. This
Sua
is a single
equipe
bass pedal.
destruiu uma torre. Neutralizado.
Yeah, Rotor, I figured that one out.
Estou com um bom
Don't worry about
pressentimento
it.
quanto a isso.
That's not a double bass. Bonham didn't play double bass. He's using heel toe drumming. Music about rhythm, not how much noise you can make. I agree. And you go star left-handed drummer on the right-handed set. Oh yeah.
Discovery, no throttle up.
Every time I try to sound like John Lennon. I know there's talent. I can do double bass, but I can't go quick. But human, it's just one of those things that doesn't do it for me. Like it just, I've tried, man. Like I've tried, like that's cool.
Inimigo foi eliminado.
It's not.
Sua torre foi
It's not
destruída.
this.
Inimigo foi eliminado. Triple kill inimigo. Enfurecido.
It's not this.
Sua equipe destruiu uma torre. Sua torre foi destruída.
like Liverpool. Hold on a second. And the drummer from Yes. Yes. Painkiller. Now that's a good song. I'm much more of a electric eye. I don't know if my dad introduced me to ELP. Maybe.
Neutralizado.
Yes. Oh, man. Looking good.
Aliado foi
Yeah, I mean, no doubt.
double kill.
Yeah. That's awesome. They're a terrible soccer team, see? It's Rodriguez. Yeah. I like to think that's wrong. The real reason for the scrub. Stuff. Have you seen any of this? Oh, that's right. Catching up to episode 3. Look up. Wait, should Sunday? There wasn't one this past Sunday. Wow, that's a shame. It's not just for Starlink satellite. I think it's actually spent on my motor. Are we gonna watch the whole town hall from yesterday? Yeah. Probably not. You could if you want. Hey, Funky, 8-month resub. Thanks for all the great content. Keep up the good work. Thanks, sir. Thoughts on the Falcon 9-second stage experiment? We'll talk about it. Air Force contract, maybe? It could be demonstrating some type of gateway resupply. What is it? On the 13th. It could be for the Air Force 2 boxes, but as far as I understand, Falcon 9 is the LV certification. I think they can bid for the contract with Falcon 9, but I'm not sure. I mean, everybody's all of a sudden testing long duration capability with like second stages and stuff, so. You know, Northrop Grumman is doing it. The freaking NG-11's still up there.
Sua equipe
Still up there.
destruiu uma
That thing launched in
torre.
April. It's still going. So, I don't know. Could be a lot of things. Testing out long duration space flight stuff. And we need long duration space flight stuff for the moon. Who knows? What's up with China? I heard they keep landing stages on people's homes. That's right, Kerbal. Yeah, they do. They do, and it's not okay. That's what's up. I won't cover anything that they.
Um aliado foi eliminado.
I won't cover anything. I won't awesome would it be to use the Centaur stage for Mars capture? I don't know if we can make it last that long. I'm not gonna say it.
So,
I don't think we can make it last that long. Be okay with having less. Alright, anyway. So we'll jump into space. Okay. So this is from SpaceX. They stood down. The launch is tomorrow. 12:09. And, so it's not just up around the highway conditions around the airport. Time 17:29 UTC. Oh, comment.
Seu inibidor foi destruído. Seu inibidor foi destruído. Sua torre foi destruída.
You don't? I got like 20K from Mila. Oh, alright. Interesting. Alright, what else do we got? So, these pictures are coming from John Krause. It looks like they got the press corps up near Starliner, and oh, baby. This is what I wanted to talk about. Starliner rolled out yesterday. Oh, yeah. John always loves framing plants with rockets. I noticed that he really digs doing that. It's always plants in the foreground that frame the shot with the rockets in the background. And it looks good. His NG-11 pictures are still really, really nice. Yeah. What pad is this? This is Slick 41. Thomas. It helps with the focus, I think. I mean that, and he's following some pretty cherry rule of thirds right there. That looks not very aerodynamic. Yeah, I noticed a lot of people are on about that. What's not aerodynamic about it? Wildlife photography for rockets? I mean, human... KSC and Cape Canaveral Air Force Station is the place to do it. There's a wildlife refuge surrounding the pads. The Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge. That's why there's nothing here. Like, look, even if you go north of the pads, there's nothing here. This is all Merritt Island Wildlife Refuge. It starts right here. You could, because Florida, you could basically see where it starts. Which is funny because they're building factories on a wildlife refuge. Don't worry, there's plenty of space. Florida's big. Very big.
Começa mais
When's the
ENG.
next Dragon mission? Tomorrow, Clayton.
Curso, vão criando financiamento
CRS-19.
pelo
There's a dragon
Estado.
on this pad
É
right
maravilha.
now,
Aí o
as
que
we speak.
acontece?
It's unmanned. The
Brasil
next
tem
manned one
meio
would be
milhão de
the
alunos
unmanned in-flight
devedores.
abort mission that's scheduled for a little
Crise é
later.
essa, hein, que a mídia não
But
fala sobre.
that's where
Cadê eles
CRS-19 is.
comentando isso, hein?
And the
Que
OFT is right-
afundaram o nosso ensino.
right there,
Que tá
Starliner's
um monte
right
de
there.
gente aí com
Dude,
diploma,
Nelson and I have walked right
ganhando
here.
muito mais dirigindo
weird
seu
seeing
Uber.
it. It's like, oh, I've
Bastava
done that.
fazerem
That's cool.
curso de direção e iam ter um emprego melhor.
You know that Ford
Por
versus
quê? Porque
Ferrari
o
is
Uber é da
the
livre
one
iniciativa.
showing
Se dependesse de conseguir um emprego como taxista, não conseguiriam, né, comprar. É um absurdo, cara. É um absurdo. São os narcotistas que prometem um mundo cor...
Dude, I
todo
think
mundo tá
that's...
aprendendo. Você
Yeah,
repara,
Emily was telling me something
uma
about that.
indústria
I think that's
estatal
kinda
do
dumb
cinema
for
com
the UK,
a UOL, tá?
Europe in general.
Primeiro nós
like,
temos aqui a UOL. E
Ford is
depois
big over there.
ando, né? Aí a Venezuela.
Dude, I've seen that Grand
Enfim,
Tour
nosso
episode.
Brasil.
Everyone had a
Você
Cortina.
vai lá no Google Notícias, tá em alta ainda.
Everybody had one of
Tá em
those
alta,
things.
se faz 2 dias que os caras não falam sobre. Olha,
Everybody had a
2 dias
Cortina, like
atrás,
everybody
2
over
dias
here had a
atrás,
Ford
2 dias atrás,
Galaxy,
2 dias
right?
atrás,
Or-
3 dias
well, actually,
atrás,
it'd be a Chevy
2,
Impala
3.
here.
Mídia não está
And then
junta.
the
Não,
Australians with
Mas
the
tu pode-
Ford Falcons. Like everybody had a Ford.
a Matrix bugou. De repente não tem mais um site falando isso. Mesmo assim a mídia nem vai notificar. Então é assim, esse é o Brasil da gente, cara. É a mídia inteira aqui, é a prova, sabe? É o bug da Matrix. Foi só a gente falar, pera aí, voz assim, integralista, tirando o programinha da voz ali, fica igual a do Fábio Porchat. A Matrix bugou. De repente não tem mais um site falando sobre. Uau, hein? Tá? E se vocês gostaram desse vídeo, até a próxima. Tchau, tchau.
What if you startle the rocket and it flies off? I mean, hopefully it goes to space. Alright, check this out. So CRS-19 is right there. Pad 41 has Starliner right there, and that's where this is going on. Now, a lot of people are asking about aerodynamics and stuff. So let me look at see who has the good pictures of this. So these are coming from Brady Keniston, who's a NASA spaceflight photographer, and they're oh yes, yes. I'm getting it. Matt. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Oh, yeah, we should probably stop. All right, cool. That song gets really inappropriate really quick. So let's stop. What's Starliner's mission? This is a, I'm sorry, this is just a really nice picture. I really enjoy what's going on here. This is the orbital flight test. I keep saying orbiter flight test because space shuttle program. This is what's called an OFT. It's an orbital flight test where they're going to launch, ULA is going to launch an unmanned Starliner to the space station. Yeah, testing the spacecraft's on-orbit capabilities and docking capabilities, which is pretty freaking cool. Dude, that shot from Brady, it has a freaking eagle in it. Oh, that's amazing. Yo, we gotta say something. Oh, somebody already said it. There's a freaking eagle. And that's what I mean about a wildlife refuge. There's eagles' nests down there. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Bald eagles actually do bald eagle things in here. I mean, I don't hate that. Repost. The inclination change might have to do with the fact that the Falcons aren't certified for certain reference orbits. Having the stage changing inclination like that might help with certification. I mean, unless Dragon is going to do a 7-degree on-orbit plane change with Draco thrusters, man. I mean, that makes no sense. Capsule wouldn't have enough Delta V to do that. I gotta be doing the stage. The stage has to be doing that. Bald eagle things. Yeah, sure. Like flying around rockets with big American flags on them. I mean, that's pretty cool. This is some America stuff going on right here. Oh yeah, they're around, Matt. It's crazy. It's a beautiful freaking bird, man. What kind of gum are you chomping on? Some Denteam Ice. Hashtag not sponsored. Hey, Cracks. You know those kids knocking on your door yesterday? Yeah. I took care of it. It wasn't kids. It was a neighbor. It's stupid. It was a neighbor who's being mad for no reason. Like, I can honestly say that.
Sentimento quanto a isso.
Like, I feel bad even talking about it. Like, 'cause it's so stupid that you're not, like, you guys, like, it boggles my mind that someone can get that pissed off about
30
something.
segundos para a liberação das tropas.
Where'd you hide the body? You really want to know?
Tem certeza de que
The
pode
car?
comigo, invocador?
So it snowed. It snowed here a lot. And the car was parked a little bit over to one side in our parking spot. Yep, that's it. It turns out that when it snows, it's a little bit harder to see the lines. The white
Tropas
lines on the pavement
liberadas.
when there's snow, which is also white on the ground. So the car was over too far to one side.
Você tem cara
Yeah.
de mal. Eu gosto
We pissed our
disso.
neighbor off. And they started banging on the door at 10 o'clock last night. Yep. Too far over in a parking space. Like, dude, I had the bat ready. I'm like, why is somebody banging on the door at 10
Nada
o'clock
de
at
ficar
night? Like,
convencido.
dude, we're not talking like we're talking ding, 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 on the doorbell and like slamming the door. Dude, I could hear it. Like, you guys, I don't think you guys could hear it in the VOD, but I could hear the banging. Like I'm not. FBI, open up, dude. That's yeah. So you know what I did? No, I don't like it. I mean, first of all, they scared the crap out of me. I'm scared. Like, who bangs on the door like that at 10 o'clock? That's why I was like, it's gotta be legit. So, I found a note. I found an angry note. It had like, on the door, right?
Sem problema.
So, I was like, oh, alright, you know, I'll go apologize. This is like hard to see the line. And, you know, like some of the snow I guess fell off and like fell into their parking space. So
O
I went
inimigo
over there and I said,
foi
hey, look,
eliminado.
I'm sorry. I'll shovel your space out right now. And then I proceeded to get a lecture on how expensive parking is here.
Içar velas.
A lecture for how expensive parking is here when I park in the same exact spot right next to you. I mean, this lady was like, she was not happy. But I was like, I'll clean it off right now.
aliado foi
And she's like,
eliminado.
you know, she got pretty nasty. Like, she said some pretty bad stuff. Like, I don't want to repeat it. Like, this is why I don't feel good telling the story. Like, so, like, it was enough to have me stop the stream, and I don't like it when my work is interrupted. Like,
Inimigo
it's a
foi
live broadcast.
eliminado.
I don't think I need to tell you guys that. So,
Aliado foi eliminado.
I was a little annoyed, so I said, guess what? I'm calling the police for a noise complaint. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Like, I get it. Parking spaces. I took my phone out. But I know the cops, so I put their number in, not 911. Emergency. And she freaked out. She freaked out. What was happening with that? Like, dude, you're making a big deal out of a parking space. So, I was ready to go. I was about to call the cops because this lady's like yelling in my face. Like, I'm not gonna be. Like, it's by by now it's like 11, it's like 10:30 at night. It's a little bit later because I have to figure out what's going on, right? So I kept banging on people's doors and spamming the doorbell at 10, and she goes, I thought nobody was home, and I'm like, I thought nobody was home, the car is here, and the lights are on. Don't lie to me. Come on. Like, seriously, like, what do you want me to do here? Like, I'm not I'm like, look, we're a little far over in the space. I'm sorry. Like, clean out your spot right now. Yeah, you better, and then slam the door. Yeah, she got really pissed. She backed off, like, please. It's like, once again, I don't feel good. The only reason I would even stop the stream for this.
Sem amor, sem ganho.
Yeah, if nobody's home, I bang on the door then. Yeah, Metro, I saw right through that. Like, what happened to me? Car was parked too far over in the spot. And one of my neighbors got No. We were a little far over. The tires were on the line. Like, I get it, you know, it's snowing, you know, we live in a section of town with a lot of older folks. Like, I get it, I understand, and there's ice. Like, I get it. I'm not trying to, like, honestly, I'm not even thinking, this is not the hill to die on, like,
Tem certeza
over a
de
fucking
que
parking space. So, what I did was, I went out, put my gloves on, put everything, and you know, some snow fell onto her spot, so I backed the car up, and I cleaned out all the space. De-iced them, I put the icer down, and that was the end. Like, it's just... Yeah, we were, like, I'm not even trying to get you. You know how, like, you know, YouTubers go on, like, in, like, Twitch and have story time where they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe people did this to me. This is so stupid. Like, I'm in the right. No, we were in the wrong. Like, the car was parked too far over the spot. It's an honest mistake. Like, I'm not trying to prove a point, like, I'm right, the person's wrong. Like, they had every right to be upset, but you don't need to, you don't need to go banging on the door. Like, a note would have, like, just a nice note would have, like, this is the first time this has ever happened. Like, that's it? Like, you just went from 0 to 11? Like, so, like, dude, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm like, it's amazing that someone can get that pissed off about a parking spot. Yeah, it's a memory, like, I don't get it, Snap. Yeah, Geek, dude, it's not worth it. It's not worth my time. Like, I'll be honest with you. It's worth my time. Like, I cleaned out the spot, we moved the car over a little bit, and I de-iced both the spots. I probably did more than what I needed to do, or what I should have done. Just because, like I said, I get it. There's old people around. I understand. I never want to see the lady that yelled in my face. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But once again, at the end of the day, this isn't worth my time, man. Like, I can fight it. I had every right to, I think, but over a parking spot? With all the banging, yeah, maybe. So I just fix the problem and just be done with it. Like, I'm not that type of dude. Like, if there's something that needs to be done that needs to be changed, I go and fix the problem. Like, this is why I get like riled up on the stream when I can't figure it out. Anything is solved with mindful, right? So I was like, I knew going and knocking on the door full well that I was going to get near. That's just how people are. Snap lives a couple towns over. You know. Get it, dude? I get it. I understand. You know, you have every right to be pissed. Like, I'm not fighting that battle. Like, you know, people like that are looking for somebody to they're looking for someone to get riled back at them. If you get riled up back with them, that proves that, you know, that's like a weird social interaction that you know, oh, well, you're guilty of this. Like, you know, like, that's how people think, man. It's weird, dude. Like, so I was just pretty calm until she started, like, screaming in my face, and then I'm like, I'm calling the police. No, you can't call the police. I didn't do anything wrong. You can't call the police. I'm like, look, I'm just gonna clean your spot out. I'll clean it out. I'll de-ice it for you. I get it. You don't want to fall. I understand. That's what's going on. I get it. Just clean it and I'm gonna be done. I'm like, dude. Whoa. Do you have like a lot of... Yeah, no. He's going full Karen on me. I'm like, this isn't a hill to die on, man. I don't want any part of this. Yeah, that's basically what I did, dude. She got really mad. Whatever. Would have started rolling video on the phone. Yes, like I said, really helps you know the 5 minutes.
Discovery, go and drop.
I mean, like, I'm not trying to be like that kid, but I grew up in this town. My uncles are on the beach. Like, all my buddies were on the police and the fire department. I know all the civil services in this town because I grew up with all of them. I know the freaking police chief. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I know the police chief is doing the wrong. They'll believe me if I can tell them. It's ridiculous, man. Hey, Hillern, 27-month resub. Fighting monster with a 29er. Commit the content.
Neutralizado.
No, she's not gonna call the police. She wouldn't call the cops. You know why? You know why she won't call the cops? It's a freaking parking space. What is she gonna do? Call the police to say someone's parking in my spot? So,
Tudo bem.
Maleado foi eliminado.
clearly someone that she's having a bad day. You're having a bad day. Everything walking down here, that's fine. I'm used to it. People do it all the freaking time. I worked in retail for a long time. I'm used to getting dumped out. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna, you know, do what's right. Yeah, Sniper, it's quite possible that my neighbor is a little bit crazy. It's fine. I get it, dude. It's not even that. Like, I don't even like going back. People aren't crazy. But, you know, having a bad day, it's just one small thing like that that can push you over the edge and people don't listen. Like, I get it, dude. I've had bad days, too. I have bad days on stream, and after I log off, I'm just in a pretty irritable mood. It's just, it passes, and the next day happens. You shouldn't get preoccupied with small stuff like this. It's not worth it. Yeah, pretty much. It's just not worth the time.
O inimigo foi
What's up, man?
eliminado.
How are you? Like, it's just not worth the time, man. Like, grow up. Like, there's no way.
A barricada
Oh, like, the
vai
landlord
cair
has
em
all of our
breve.
contact numbers. You could call me. Just call the landlord. Hey, what's the
Tem
number for the guy
certeza de que
in
pode
this apartment?
comigo, invocador?
You call. Like, oh, hey, you guys know my parking spot. You can just figure it out. Like, I'm not gonna say no. Like, I get it. Snow gravity. Like, you know, it's just, like, I don't know, man. Maybe working until the day to meet people's issues and stuff. But I mean, even working on in stream, like, oh, Thomas, I have that
O
picture up. We'll
inimigo
check.
foi
Even working
eliminado.
on stream, like, I purposely make myself open, dude. I get Discord messages, I get text messages from people that I help out, like, you know, even in here, like, I remember one scenario where, like, I was streaming really late at night. It just doesn't work, blah blah blah. Something wrong? I was able to snap him out of
Sua
it.
equipe destruiu o
It's good.
motor.
Crazy thing. about the Dog Christmas song called Dashing Through the Snow. Yeah, you know. That's like
Going to run.
no. I want to say something. Like somebody's correct. Like, god dang. Like, it's a yeah, right, yeah. Hey, 7-month research. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Once again, it's probably not the parking space that's making her like pissed off about whatever. It's probably she probably had a bad day and she probably took it out on me, dude. That happens. Like that happens. That's why stuff like road rage and stuff happens. I'm sure you guys have seen videos of people doing dumb stuff on the road. If you're having a bad day, dude, it's not much to like push people over the edge and then they'll do something stupid. That I mean, they're obviously not a bad person. Like, and it doesn't excuse the behavior either. But I just like. I sit here and I get pissed off at like video games and stuff, but I can't imagine that mad about something like that. That's how I felt when I was like 18. Like, you guys know that I dish it out and then I get it back. Like, every day play for the stream, like, you know, like, oh, like what me and Human Person were going at it. We were puking around with each other. Drum set is like. That's, I'm kidding. Like, I would never do that to somebody. You know the story. Brass out, man. If you catch my drift. Like, what else did that mean? I had to fall back. Brass. I shouldn't do that.
Neutralizado.
Yeah, snap. That's how I acted when I was 15. 31. Come on now. Your fake brass police badge, of course. How'd you know? Yeah. Like I said, dude, stuff like this happens all the time. Like, but if it doesn't have anything to do with I don't do story time like that unless it's funny or change soccer when it's soccer. I can't read. Soccer. I don't know, man.
Sua equipe destruiu uma torre.
Hey. I know that people with their self-help stuff on YouTube and on Twitch and Twitter all the time, like, if they get a rise out of you, that's just gonna validate what they need, like, and it's hard not to do it. It's hard to have somebody screaming in your face and not want to just lay right into it. But I'm never gonna do another person that's really freaking deserve it. I don't need that on my mind. Like, and two, like when I first started working retail, I was getting mad back at customers. Like I worked in a coffee center. Like I asked for ordered 10 copies, not 9. You gave me 9. This is ridiculous. And it's like entirely possible that like maybe, you know, when they were left one on the desk, looking through it, picked it up, or they left them in the car or whatever. Like, it's entirely possible that they made a mistake. Entirely possible that we made a mistake. But just be like, hey, sorry, you're like, you get mad about this paper. There was a sub. Gar Talks, 12-month resub. Anybody in Sweet Halloween mask there until you're doing past 10 p.m. I have other methods. Yeah, Tessa, and then, you know, by the time I was done, like, it's like, right down the phone. You know, I think it was like Black Friday 2014, and I had somebody screaming in my face about a TV not fitting in their car. Like, they showed up with a lot of they showed up in like a Toyota Corolla trying to buy a 60-inch TV, and I'm like, it's Best Buy policy to not do, like, okay, 2 things you don't do. Not take the TV out of the box because damage it when they can get another TV for free. So don't take the TV out of the box. Most certainly do not give them anything because just strap it down there. If it can't fit inside the car or inside the truck, let it go. Alright? And that's to protect you as an employee. And like I straight up explained like that. It's funny. By the time 2015 rolled around, I had something super name. I would tell them, look, like I get it, it's a nasty thing to do, but there's like a hardware store right there. You can go buy some tie downs, some ratchet straps, and then just return them. Oh, I don't like this. I've been inconvenienced. Alright. I'm not gonna risk my job just so you can basically snap a TV to like the side of your car. Maybe you can like a truck or something. You should have thought about this. Like, oh, and I heard it all. This is why Amazon is gonna put you guys out of business. This is why brick and mortar stores aren't good. There's no customer service here. Blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, okay, have fun with that. They can also get it delivered to their house. Yeah, that's true. Like, dude, Geek Squad will deliver it to your house for free. No, I don't want to do that because I don't get the TV right now. You submitted any stories that not always right? I bet you got some. Yeah. Once again, I only bring this stuff up because I had to stop the stream. Pretty quiet and real. Like, I'm not one to go and rock and roll like that. If someone's gonna sit there and take it. Especially what I'm trying to do is make them see that they're wrong. You know, people, it all goes back to what I was saying. People want to be correct. They want to be right. It's not worth the time or the effort. Except when sports ball's on the telly. Well, yeah. Let me just put it this way. Streaming EJ watches football. Like, I very much revert to my stream self, or my stream caricature of me when I'm watching the game. I yell at the TV. I don't care. Hey, it's a good way to get energy. I'm just yelling at television. It doesn't hurt anybody. I get that energy out of my system, and I'm good. I bet you in real life you're only slightly more toned down version in person. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Because that's because I'm with people that I know. Like, when I'm with you guys, like I know, like, I have no trepidation. It doesn't bother me because you know me. Like, it takes a second to kind of click that this person that you just met knows a lot about you because they watch the stream, but over time you get it and you pick it up. Like I don't need to go through any of the awkward friendship, like, I don't know. No, I know you guys. It's really easy. It's really easy to make friends with people when you're a streamer. Just go up, hey, yep, I know you. Watch the streams, we have the same ideals. Let's talk about space, baby. Joe. You don't need to be socially awkward. Like, that watch your stream. Chances are they like the same stuff. And if you like the same stuff as another person, you'll get along with you. Space. Go to space. United States of Space. I ain't stopping at the moon. Take our room too. Lots of M-A-R-A. Girl talks to me. We just become best friends. Yep. What did you start in the garage? Yep. It's like a little earlier this year when Ernock and I, can you hear? When we met up for the first time, dude, no awkwardness, nothing. No awkward social stuff. It's just like, dude, what's up, man? How are you? Talk about cars. Talk about space. Okay. Like, simple as that. So, go across. Then we get except Ernock is late because he gets stuck in traffic. I don't think he's here. Now I feel bad because I don't think he's here. I'll be talking about hydraulic system for the space shuttle engine. You can talk to me about that for hours. I listen to it. Hey, Cashman. Haven't been able to watch a stream for a while, dude. I've been great. Man. Like 20 folks, I know you. I know your folks. I know your folks know me. Like, I know your folks know who I am, and I know your folks know who I'm about, so there's really no reason to be awkward with you or your a lot of people like, some people watch the stream when they're isn't that always awkward? That's somebody's Mustang double park. You know, it's funny. And this is the last thing I'll say about it. Okay, like, I get it, there's the Mustang, idiots that play out of, like, car shows and stuff, old cars or nice cars or anybody that's a car person, right? The car people really tend to obey the rules of the road, like except if they're hooning or something. But you shouldn't hoon on public roads. That's not a good idea. Don't do anything stupid on public roads. Like, go to the drag strip and get your kicks there, or go to a parking lot and get your kicks there. You know, like, don't do it on the road where you can endanger other people. But I generally find that car guys are very observant of the road. So, dude, it's very rare that I would see like a Mustang double parked somewhere, because. And that's not because, like, Mustang drivers are some virtuous drivers or something. It's most of the time you wouldn't double park a Stang because you don't want people running into it. You don't want it getting damaged. You don't want some idiot bumping your bumpers or, like, opening your door into traffic or whatever. So guys with nice cars tend to park in the back of the parking lot, or they do the dick move of double space parking, which is dumb. Like, I don't mind people double space parking. That's fine. As long as you do it at the back of the freaking parking lot. Like, I totally get it. You don't want people opening up your door into their car. Like, open up their door into your car. That happens. One time I left the Stang out at Best Buy, and I didn't park it in a corner spot, and at the end of the day I came out, huge dings in the door. Huge dings. So I made it a thing to park in the corner spot, where I could park all the way to one side of the space, and those door dings are still in the Mustang today. Sucks. Oh well. You speak truth because don't scratch my ish. You mean like going from NYC to LA in 27 hours? Yeah, Cannonball Run.
Tua mente inquieta lhe trai.
Hey, if you're prepared to face the consequences of trying to do a cannonball run, and there are consequences if you get caught. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I like to ride, man. That still is cool, though. But things like that make me want a beater car. A lot of car guys have beater cars, man. Like, I mean, unfortunately, my beater car right now is the Coronet, but hey, that thing isn't as bad in the snow as some people suggest. You know, you'd think an old American muscle car with rear-wheel drive wouldn't be that good in the snow. The Coronet's heavy. It's a freaking. It's like if a cinder block personified as a freaking car. Like, it gets traction. It's freaking heavy. All you gotta do is just drive slow and don't break the rear end loose. If you just keep it in low, thing will just go right up a hill, no problem. Even with little skinny boy tires, like what it has. What's a cannonball run? Cannonball run is okay. First of all, it's something. Don't do it. It's not smart. It's something. It's basically where you drive from one tip of the United States to the other. Generally starts up here in Boston somewhere or New York City, and you drive. You see how fast you can make it to LA. All right. It generally involves breaking the speed limit, and it generally involves driving very dangerously. This is why you shouldn't do it. Don't do it. It's not smart. It's cool. There were movies made about it. Cannonball running comes from it actually stems back to the mid-70s, okay? What a cannonball run is in the mid-1970s, because of the oil crisis, the U.S. Imposed, to save on gas consumption, imposed a 55-mile-an-hour national speed limit. Before that, the national speed limit was like 70, or it was just whatever the state denoted. They imposed a 55-mile-an-hour national speed limit. You can't go over 55 miles an hour because you'd use too much gas. And a lot of people, I'm not trying to make it about this. I'm just explaining what it is, okay? A lot of people saw that as, well, bull crap. Infringement on my rights. Like, so what they did in protest was came up with this thing called Cannonball Run, where they would see how fast you can go from New York to Los Angeles. A movie was made about it with Burt Reynolds. See how fast you can go, and whoever goes the fastest wins. And they did it as a way to protest the federal speed limits. 55 miles an hour is slow nowadays, anyway. I mean, like, it's slow for us, minion. I mean, dude, you don't live out in the freaking in the Midwest or like down in Florida, dude. The closest, where the grocery store is like 20 miles away. What are you gonna do? Drive 50 miles an hour? It'll take all day to go to the damn grocery store. I mean, we don't do it up here in Boston. Like, the speed limit is a polite suggestion. In Boston, you go with the traffic. The speed limit is a polite suggestion. In Boston, you go with the traffic. In fact, you'll get pulled. Dude, I've seen people get pulled over on the roads for going too slow. Go figure. 70 miles an hour is too slow. Yeah, Rocket Guy, I agree. We need like 768 miles an hour. Transonic regime at 30,000 feet. Going up into space. That's the kind of speed I like, you know. 55 even on the motorways. Yeah, Mopoy. Keep in mind, this was an old policy from the 70s. It's basically been... It's still a thing, but...
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Like, dude, fuel crisis notwithstanding, 55 miles an hour is too slow. In a tile-covered plane. My man. Came here, 14-month resub. Yay, second winner. Yeah, I think it reverted to states. Like, the states denote it. I mean, it's funny because on the Mass Turnpike,
Louvamos
like
líderes
the
que
big highway, the
unificam e
big
esquecemos
federal
que
highway
a
that's near my
união
house,
é mais importante.
call it the Mass Pike if you're familiar. 55 miles an hour is not even a suggestion. If you go 55 miles an hour on that road, you're going to cause an accident. It's true. Everybody on that road goes 70, 80, 90. You go with the traffic. Because if you're going 55 and another car is going 90 down the road, dude, that's a 40 mile an hour difference, okay? 40 mile an hour difference is almost the same exact speed as if you dropped a car from a 6-story building. If you took like a car and put it on a crane and put it 60 feet up in the air and let it go, the impact that it hits the ground is about this. It's 60 miles an hour, give or take. Yeah, that's enough to really hurt somebody. So, I mean, I drive at 100 miles an hour regularly and totally legally. Okay, that's good. Hopefully you're obeying the traffic laws. Seriously, obey the traffic laws. If you want to do something dumb with a car, just find a parking lot. Like, especially if you're in the U.S., go find a parking lot that nobody goes to and do something there where you're not putting anybody else at risk. Like, I get it, you know, you want to get, like, people want to get their kicks by going fast. Like, I totally understand that. Do it on the track. A lot of the tracks have open race days where you just show up and, like, pay $5 and go as fast as you want down a drag strip, or as fast as you want on a motorway. Not a motorway, on like a track. Like the Nürburgring does that. Nürburgring has open track days. That's how the circuit stays going. They can finance the track by, hey, you want to pay $5 or €5? Come drive the track. You know, go as fast as you want. I generally sit at about 50 on the bike, but UK motor only allow passing on the driver's side. Yeah, Tessa, that is a rule over here, and it varies from state to state. In the Northeast, dude, it's like being in London. You're not. You guys so the lane that's furthest to the median, right? That's your. So yeah, for you guys it'd be far right, right? The far left for us is our passing lane. Where I'm from, it's a polite suggestion. You'll get people going 50 down the passing lane. And everybody goes to the right to try and get around them, and then an on-ramp comes on, and boom, city skylines traffic jam. Yeah, one lane traffic jam. Cities might not be as unrealistic as some might think. We have one lane traffic jam. You'll have traffic stopped in the passing lane, and traffic going 70 in the traffic lane. It's gonna happen all the time. It happens at an intersection near my house, actually. I can show you this intersection. Dude, it is just like this. There's this intersection near the Crown Plaza. So they decided to build a hotel over a highway, right? Now, you cities players. This is a 3-lane road, right? That goes into the 3-lane. That's the Mass Pike right there. This is a 3-lane road, right? And it goes underneath the hotel, and then there's basically a glorified roundabout built on top of it. Seems like a good idea, right? Except when the traffic flow from these 3 lanes try to go up an on-ramp.